Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun.
All right, guys. Well, it's been a long week. Friday. This is actually like one of my least favorite kind of setups because it's a Friday after an FOMC. It looks like the market is going to move around, but we typically don't do too well on Fridays when there's not like a really clear economic report for us to trade off of, right? So let's be careful. There probably will be some opportunity, though. I mean, look at that jump there. And we had some stuff going on overnight with the Bank of Japan and so forth. So let's take a look at that. So here we got the treasuries. So we are still lower than we were at the FOMC, which is kind of interesting. I don't think that I would read that necessarily as a hawkish thing per se, like it was priced in, it's hawkish or anything. It's just sometimes that's the way that things go. Coming over to the S&P 500, though, they had a pretty good rally yesterday. Some of those tech names looked really good yesterday, by the way. So that seems to be driving it. Lower interest rates make sense, but I'm also a little bit concerned because, some of those companies are still valued really, really high. Oil's doing okay. Oil back above $70 a barrel. So maybe things normalize in oil. Gold and silver. Oh, wow. Higher overnight. Gold. So I tell you what, when we were back over here with gold, it was like, well, I mean, I know that we're only a little bit off the highs, but like gold's been awfully frustrating this year, right? But since August, there was this, and now this last day makes September look, wow, big change in gold and silver. But I guess, if interest rates are coming back down, maybe gold and silver can finally arrive. Right? They don't like higher interest rates. Now, it's not the metals complex overall because copper is still kind of constrained and China's not taking off. I think that if China was doing well right now, we would probably be in a completely different economic situation. So just keep that in mind, right? Now, here's the Japanese yen. Yeah, Japanese yen getting hammered pretty hard. So Japanese yen, they didn't do anything. They had some comments and everything kind of saying like, oh, it looks like we're going to meet all of our targets and everything else. They are selling the yen. Is the carry trade back on? Well, I wouldn't go that far, but today the Japanese yen is down. And then we got Bitcoin. Bitcoin looking good as well. So some of these kind of alternative to the dollar assets looking pretty good. Which, and the other thing is, by the way, coming back over here, the dollar is still above 100. Okay, like above 100 is still historically pretty high. Okay, so I'm kind of wondering if the dollar really drops into the 90s, because we could see a relatively large drop in the dollar over the next, let's say sometime in the next 5 years, but maybe even in the next 1 year. That kind of makes me think that some of these assets like silver, gold, Bitcoin might have some more room to run. But that's probably too big for today. Today is Friday. We don't have any economic news. Well, we have Canadian economic news. But, not entirely sure what's going to drive this. Now, over here in Jigsaw, I've got, I'm wondering if it's like worth it to even put the 30-year up anymore, because it's like no liquidity in the instrument. It just doesn't go anywhere. Oh, you're right. It is quad witching. That's a good point. But that is not help. That probably just makes it worse. Okay, so I switched over to the new version of Jigsaw. I don't know. I don't really get a whole lot of like the new features aren't really things that I personally am going to use too much. So for me, the only difference is that now the header of all of my DOMs is black with white icons that I find a little bit distracting. And the size of my DOMs all got reset. So now, interestingly enough, it did not save my changes. So that's a problem. That's a problem. What do I do about that? Kind of have to consolidate things a little bit, huh? Probably don't need the volume profile to be too big. Probably don't need this to be too big. Slots. Those columns are probably okay. But here again, this doesn't need to be so huge. There we go. Best tool is a new version of open, high, low, close. So let's see here. It showed me the open. I think that if I come in here to the settings and now there's the levels. Previous days high, previous days low. Overnight high, overnight low. I don't particularly care about those, although I know that a lot of people take trades off of that. We could do yesterday's close. Well, I need to be able to change the font size of those. Oh well, I'll just leave it like that. Kind of wish that I could use a small font like, so if I put a bit in there, like the Q is a small font. Kind of wish I could do that. Anyways, over here, this micro 2 year, I do not need a, what column is that? Is that the order column? Alert column? What is that extra column? Oh, it must be the volume profile. Yes, volume. Okay, so let's put that back over to there. So for these can be like way, oops. These could be way wrong. Let's just leave the 2 year there for now. Because so I can space. So I'm hearing you there on put the 2-year up, but it's gonna be a little confusing to me. Yeah, there is but I was looking for a font size specific to the trait. Was there? Okay, hold on. Back. Oh. But isn't that the font size for everything? I'm a little afraid if I click that one. I think that's the font size for everything. And I want to change the font size just for the alert call. Oh. Oh well. See, because basically it wants me to make it that big. And I'm kind of like, Alright, we'll try it like that. Okay, because see, the problem is going to be here if I open up a ZT. Woo. Oh, it's giving me the default, huh? Probably don't need this. Don't need the snapshots. LTQ order. Bid and ask profile. There we go. Okay, so that's how much room we need to put the 2-year up. It's not as much liquidity up there as there should be. Maybe something's happened to ZT that I'm not aware of. Because they used to have like 10,000 lots on the DOM. What would probably make more sense is to put the 2-year up here and move the ES down and maybe get rid of oil, because I don't really ever pay attention to that DOM. Ugh. This is like really moving things around. Okay. Yes. Move ZT up here. Maybe we just move oil over there for now. I can't believe that there's no activity in the 30, micro 30. It's just the 2 and 10. Who's he saying 1K? That's gonna mess me up. I have to look here instead of here. That's the 5-year. That's the 10-year. I took them off of your market watch because you've literally never seen them tick. I've seen them tick and I've traded in them before, but more recently they have not been ticking. You're right. Well, let's try something here. New chart. 30. YR. One tick chart. 180 days. Do I get any bars? I'm not getting any bars. When I see it like that, it makes me think, well, maybe maybe like some settings are messed up and it's not reading the instrument correctly, but it's reading the price correctly. So I think you're right. It just, nobody trades it. Nobody even puts liquidity up, maybe. Well, so Jigsaw has this issue where like it doesn't center properly and it needs volume to center properly. So if we had, because we could single-handedly spur activity there, right? If Jigsaw added a feature so that if there's, you know, when it loads up the first time, it tries to load at the best bid. That way, you know, even if there's like this huge 20-point spread, because there probably is a robot out there putting stuff out there. And then if we start putting orders and moving around and stuff, it'll probably shift, and then maybe you will start to see some volume there. Because I did that many times in the 5-year. But it's probably not worth it. So maybe I just get rid of that. I don't know. I don't want my 10-year to get like too far over into the corner. So I could put ES like that. I could do it like that. I still actually have room, but I could just make this bigger. I'm gonna have a hard time adjusting to this though. At the same time, I really thought, now there's something is wrong over here. Is that what my 2-year DOM is supposed to look like? I don't think that that's right. Well, it is doing it in 8s. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But there was always like 10,000 contracts in the 2-year. Now I'm only seeing like max 1K. So they must have changed the 2-year and they don't, you know, the market makers don't like it. Oh, there's a bug. If I try and click on the gear icon there, I can't click on it because that's so funny. And it doesn't show up down in there. I want to see really far out. You're saying it's lower than usual today? Because he says that's been normal for a while. Wow. It just kind of makes, because I guess the reason it bothers me is, why would I expect there to be anything useful in the 2-year under that circumstance? And I'm kind of going to have to go through an adjustment period because of that. To put something up there that doesn't really matter. Sometimes it gets up to 2K. They must have gotten rid of the weird liquidity rule. They must have gotten rid of the weird Q rules, and that like scared all of the liquidity that was there away. Now they like don't care. Because like, okay, so like if it's going to be like that, why not put something like a bill up instead? Let's see here. What are our choices? Products. So there's the SOFRs. That might be too short term. Let me pull this over here so you can see what I'm talking about. So like here's the treasuries. I wish that it was showing volume. Oh wait, it is showing volume. 104,000 today. Okay, cool. So SOFR, 1 month and 3 months. So 3 month SOFR futures has 88,000. Federal funds is kind of small. Credit. What about bills? Wow, no volume in the T-bills, huh? I got a lot of products there that like nobody ever trades in. Oh, that's cool. They have a show me block trades and I can auto refresh on it. But that means that I have to like, wish I would have something that would like send me an alert when they came through. Oh, so how is that? Oh, it's in the ultra treasure. I was like, what? 134? That's crazy. So my best bet would be. Oh, well, that's interesting. It's actually a lot of volume in the option. Most open interest is in the options on 3 months futures. SR3 is what we want to look at. I don't think that I can actually even pull that. Well, let's try pulling it up over here like this. SR3. 3 month SOFR futures. Oh, does it go by monthly contract? So is it in September? Let's see here. Let me click on this. Because then it will tell me like which months are trading. Probably. SR3 H5. Okay, so December is where all the volume is. December and June. Wow. Well, huh. Why is the most volume? Why is the most volume for like 6 months away? Or a year away? That's not what I was expecting. That's not what I was expecting at all. So wait, do I not SR3? I don't even see December. Wish I wouldn't put the account there, but it's okay. So let's come over into. Okay, I think OBS just crashed there. Y'all there? Everybody safe? Everybody's safe? Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't actually need to do that. Wait, what? So I updated my instruments, and now symbol search doesn't work at all. SR3H5, right? No. We want SR3M5. Will it load? Didn't load. And edge clear connection is having issues now. What's going on? Okay, rhythmic is okay. Connection failed. Attempting restarts. So I don't think that this beta is ready for, because it just there's some basic things are failing on me. I think that in order to fix it, I'm gonna have to like restart Jigsaw potentially. Attempting a restart. Was it because like it? Okay, that could be bad. Failed. Let's close it. So the first thing is, are we gonna get the DOMs not when I open these back up, are they gonna come back up correctly? All the DOM updates. Well, I don't know. For Jigsaw, are there really updates? Like, I don't know. I already had put the stuff in the alerts. I just kind of had a little hacky solution to do it, but. Yeah, it looks like it's loading my DOMs the way that I had them. maybe not quite. Well, I don't. So they overhyped. That's interesting, because I think that basically they. I think that there was a lot of big changes under the covers to do certain things, but feature-wise, it's not that huge of an update. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that it resets my column sizes, potentially because of the length of the price in here. Because I kind of hide the first significant digit to give myself some more room. So if I do that, that's probably still not enough, actually. Yeah, like that. SR3. No. ZN. Okay. Just not SR3. H5. It doesn't know what it is. So let's see here. Where's Jigsaw server? Let's see here. 2 points about the beta. Don't swear. Wow. I will read this to myself. He says don't like swearing at the staff, we don't care, but it won't make your issue go to the top. Okay. It would help us immensely if you report all bugs to support@jigsawtrading.com. Okay. So, I will open a Gmail. I'll send it from the Gmail, since that's how I'm... So, I probably should have said something at the beginning of the stream. Don't let me forget. We are going to end the stream early today at 10:30 Eastern time, 8:30 my time, to be on the Ninja Trader podcast. So, or live stream, Ninja Trader live stream. So we'll end early. We'll go over there. You know what? I really don't like this right here, because I have like this one is big and next to these tiny ones. I don't like that. Okay. So, I have a theory. My theory is that the reason they don't resize correctly is because it's trying to use my old workspace and everything. And perhaps if I restart with the defaults and everything, that those problems will go away. So what I'm going to do here is, let's see here, is it the no, it's this one, right? File, new workspace. And I'm going to call this workspace test. And I am going to close main. Look, it's Friday weekend. It's okay, right? And I'm going to then open up a DOM. Gonna do ZN here. Okay. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of customization here. So first let's start with factory. Okay. And then let's get rid of the columns that we don't really want. Okay, that's fine. Change the font size to 16, so it's super big. Okay, next I'm going to try and save this. Hold on. Save as default. Okay. And then I'm going to resize this. Put it right there. And I'm going to close Jigsaw. Okay, I'm going to give it a minute here. By the way, Maro, that's a new name. Welcome to the stream. Forgive me for a moment. We're kind of messing around with the new version of Jigsaw because it is a Friday. So that right there looks to me like it did resize again. Yes. Let's see. I wonder. So question. What if I do that? I'm a little concerned because that kind of suggests to me that they made some well, did they like make big rewrites to the base code that makes the DOM? Or is this just a result of, you know, different kind of control interface, like that's how they got like the different theme, for instance. And it's because of that and the way that that serializes and everything. I can't mess with an entire platform in beta indicator, sure, but not the whole thing. Yeah, my recommendation to people would be do not switch over to beta 5 unless you are a tinkerer, because there's a couple of things that kind of seem off. Okay, so even when I made it really big, it reset it. come back and do this bit right here. I'm gonna do this just in case. So I pull that up and I click cancel. And yes, it has disconnected me. Here's our error window. There we are. I'm going to give them steps. Dum. Next one. Editing connection, opening connection settings window. Connection. So, open connection manager, open settings for specific connection. Let's say for rhythmic connection. Click cancel. Connection disconnects. Let's say data stops and error message in error window. Connection fails. No way to restart connection. So with this one, oh, by the way, what's this little, oh, economic releases, cool. If I come to this one, open this up again, I can open up the settings and click OK or cancel, but there's no way for me to force the connection to restart. Europores got all of the good action and we get crap. Yeah. Why does today's session suck so bad? Because I decided I wasn't going to trade it, obviously. See, if I'm actively trading, then the market makers are all like, okay, let's do some stuff so that we can make some money off of Sept. But otherwise, they just don't do anything. Of course, if they did move, then I would say it's because I'm not paying attention, right? So how do I say this one? Do we have any other bugs? Oh, you know what? I think I had another bug. So here's the new DOM. I was testing it the other day. Let's undock. Yes. Okay. Cool. It's reloading the past history. But for me, it's not all fast and snappy and everything. Right? Could it be because of these? So glitchy. So glitchy. What's with that? Auction Vista. Data. The crosshair isn't very smooth either. So I think that the new GUI drawing bit is just not working very well for me. Oh, now that's not very optimal. If I turn the crosshair off and get the highlighting. Well, I guess if I'm only doing it over there, but still kind of annoying. It's not updating very quickly though. My auction vista is just messed up in general, it seems. Let's see here. It's beta 5. Well, this just won't do. I wonder, how bad will it be for me to downgrade now? Actually, do I have the old downloads still? of my. It's not, so I will just come back here and down the field. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Uzi saying that. You can always just go back and yeah. Yes, you can. Maintenance release. Oh, look, see, there it is right there. I do have it open. I do have it downloaded. How come it wasn't showing up? Well, so first of all, I have to close Jigsaw, right? I'll just show you my face while I'm doing this. I'll close down Jigsaw as well as it does the integration. Hopefully this doesn't just like completely jack up my Jigsaw installation. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's replace all of the defaults. I'm thinking best case scenario, I have to remake all my DOMs. Worst case scenario, the entire installation is hosted. Can you send me the note? There's no way for me to send you a file that big, Amir. It's like, how big is it actually? Where did it just go? Oh, there it is. It's 218 megabytes. So I can't send that to you via Discord or anything. I'm the wrong person to ask for that sort of a thing. Okay, starting it up. Okay, interesting. So it went to my my test one. Is it loading data? Probably, yeah. Okay. Da-da-da-da. So on the older version of Jigsaw, that's gonna close that. What was wrong originally? Well, the issue that's bothering me is that when I restart Jigsaw, the DOMs do not maintain the columns resizing that I've done. That's in the new beta version. So what I have done now is I have downgraded. I just like resized it and everything, and now I'm going back to the old version of Jigsaw and just verifying that that works. It seems like it works, but I'm not sure if it maintained my resizing there. I think it did, because otherwise it would be like way there. Seems to take it a while to connect. It did not maintain my change. Any of those in on this instrument. So this is going to be weird if now, because of that, the old version of Jigsaw doesn't save the column resizings. Like, then I'm really hosed, right? But that might just be an XML error. Like if it's using the new template on the old stuff. So that's why I told it to just go in and make a new DOM now. I don't think that worked. So, see, it just goes to, it snaps it to that. Like, what? That's weird. That's weird. I'm gonna close this workspace. Let's open an old workspace. So here's my main. And here's main backup. Let's try opening up my main backup and seeing if that works. That works. Did not like. Well, so hold on. Oh, yeah. All of the instruments are just wrong. ESZ. Yeah, okay. ZBZ. ZNZ. ZFC. CL. I think it's V. Oh. 2Y. We're in September. And year. September. 30-year September. Cool. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to... Oh, I should have that passage closed. Main DK should be saved as main. Replace it. Yes. Lowe's jigsaw. That's weird that it's what it looks like right there. Taking it a little bit of time to shut down, but that's okay. Restart. Probably what I want to do is like install it on the side or something. Okay, that's kind of weird. So like my old workspace, when I pulled it up, then I didn't have the problem. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Well, I probably shouldn't mess with it too much from here. Let's start up Ninja Trader and close that. Oh, so while we were doing that, the treasuries decided to take a dive. A little bit of that spread coming back. You know, I think one of the bigger stories that we've had here this week is how much the yield curve steepened. I mean, the yield curve has been steepening for a while, but on the Federal Reserve Day and everything, like they really steepened, and then they steepened more yesterday, despite the treasuries falling. So that I think is kind of like a better hint about what's going on in the economy than the treasuries, you know, because the treasuries moving down is kind of like, well, is it because inflation, we're concerned about it and all of those sorts of things? Maybe, I don't know. But the yield curve steepening is I think what we should expect if they're cutting interest rates. So like what you would expect that they're cutting interest rates is steepening and the treasuries moving up. The treasuries have been moving down, but they've still been steepening. And I think you run with the steepening. kind of thinking about things. How concerned should we be about the Japanese yen? Like, yeah, it's been good, but like, you know, if it's not that hard to be back down there, and then all the problems with that, right? +1 for the track. Well, that's from Stream Beats, so don't give me any. You know what? If I could just play any music that I wanted, the stream would probably be completely different. I would probably pull my tractor controller front and center and just play Anjuna Beats stuff all day. Like, probably play like some combination of deep house and trance, maybe drum and bass from time to time. When I really want to be, you know, like amped up. You know, it's something I've kind of realized with music. Oh my gosh, it's so weird. My youngest toddler, the 2-year-old, he is obsessed with a music video playlist that I created on YouTube. Actually, I can give it to you guys. You want my music video playlist? Hold on a second. I mean, I think it's shared publicly. How do I get to my playlists? Here we go. Public playlist. Sure. What is it set as official series for this playlist? I'm going to change the name of this really quick. Best electronic dance videos. I think I took everything out that was not really kid friendly. I think for the most part it was okay. Maybe I shouldn't put kid friendly in it, but it is like I keep it kid friendly. Let's say it that way. Anyways, this playlist. My 2-year-old, like if I get off work and then I'm like, okay, I'm watching the kids. Let's watch some YouTube on the big TV. And I pull up YouTube, and then he sees that playlist. The big thing is that this first one is not an official video. I hope that they never take it down. They took Sewer Slut's Looming Sorrow Descent, which if you've never heard before is a crazy track. Okay, it's like it's drumcore with acid, and it's just not. There's this one section of the song that's just nuts. Okay, and they put it to they put the music to all of the kind of computer screen animations from Neon Genesis Evangelion. So whenever he sees that little thumbnail of the Evangelion thing, he's like, we're gonna watch that? That's what he says. And then we have to watch it, because if we don't watch it, he has a complete meltdown. So we watch almost this, and we usually get all the way through. Usually we get down to like Underworld is about when they lose interest, which is about an hour into it. Oh, and then there's this one. I found some new ones. Oh, I should probably like the Space Cats. Oh my gosh, this music video is so effing hilarious. Space Cats. Let's put Space Cats before Virtual Riot there. What about these ones? These other ones that I want to bring up? This one I didn't like. Going to Rainbow. And then we can move strobe up as well. This is a new... This was like 7 days ago, released by Deadmau5, and it's a pretty cool music video, I thought. I made this playlist. Yeah. So like, it started out as they just liked this one video. I actually the screen is messed up. Dude. Is that not just the wildest, craziest, amped up thing you've ever heard? They love it. They just absolutely love it, man. Very high energy, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to. Anyways, that sounds like cancer. Dude, so if you've never heard of sewer civil, I don't know if it's supposed to be pronounced sewer slut or if it's supposed to be pronounced sewer civil, but or civil, yeah, but dude, the person that makes that music they've got mental problems, man. They had like this whole thing that like, I think they're a transgender girl that only likes girls, and you know, they got transgender and was rejected by everybody and was gonna kill themselves, but then he met this girl, had this relationship with the girl, and then that girl killed herself, and he made this one album that was like, I can't handle this anymore, I'm not gonna do anything, but I can't really handle making the music anymore, so I'm gonna make this one thing and then leave. And he made this track called Goodbye that's like 15 minutes long or something like that. That is just it is like the masterpiece of drumcore. It really is. And it's really strange how it just slowly progresses between like 3 or 4 different major melodies. It's really good. It's really good. And then he disappeared. She disappeared, I guess. She disappeared for a long time. And then over the past month, she's started making new stuff again. But like, so it sounds like cancer. I'm telling you, it's like the most emo music artist possible. That track is not quite so wild like that, but it is drumcore, so it's still fast. It's fast, but it's much more soundscape, chilled kind of a thing. But it's still drumcore. Dude, if you haven't seen this video, it's I wonder how let's see here. Yeah, it's like the first result when I search for it. Look at that. 1.9 million views. So it was a big video. And the visuals for it. Right over here. Yeah, there you go. So we made the video too, and the video is just like, oh, what the F am I watching? So it's like, got all of these splashes and stuff that'll probably give you seizures, and then all of this kind of VHS artifacting on top of it. And like the pictures are like these really disturbing emo-y images that he drew of his girlfriend. It's weird stuff, man. But this song is amazing. This is like god tier EDM music right here. I wouldn't play it at a rave because it doesn't sound good on a big sound system, but on headphones it's amazing. Cancer with epilepsy, yes. So here's the thing. I wouldn't dismiss that stuff quite so much. So, first of all taste is acquired, right? So then the question would be, okay, why would I want to acquire that taste? I'll tell you why. It does stuff to you. So like, if you get in this mode where you're like stuck, like you're burning out, is a good example. When people are experiencing burnout, it's like you're not like having a mental breakdown or anything. It's just you sit down and you know that there's something that you're supposed to be doing, but you just can't get yourself to do it. You just don't have the motivation, and you know, you go through multiple days like that. Most people don't do that, but like especially like people with that are neurodivergent will have this problem, like burnout, right? You listen to music like that and you'll break out of it. There's something about tracks with a BPM over 160. It like resets your mind, man. Because like honestly, when I play that, like it is epilepsy, right? Like it completely disrupts all of your thought processes, everything. It's like I wouldn't play that music for studying, right? That music would make it hard to study, right? But it will like reset. So like if you're having burnout, or especially if you're experiencing like artistic burnout, like, you know, you're trying to think up of new ideas and you're just not coming to you, go and listen to a 160 BPM track, Sewer Slut in particular, and after that, all of a sudden the ideas will just start coming. So there's like it's like a neurological trick. So it can be really useful to you. You know how to use it. Of course, you can do it with any over 160 BPM stuff, right? So if you're more into rock music, then just go and listen to like speed metal. But it disrupts it disrupts the brain processes and resets your mind and can pull you out of burnout. It's crazy. And I don't know where I got that from. I got the suggestion from somebody on TikTok, and I don't know who it was, but totally works. I think it's just that people are socially discouraged from thinking creatively. I don't know. I saw this thing that they said like, they took a group of kids, and when they were like 3 or 4, almost all of them showed signs that they were like particularly gifted children, and then they check up on them several years later, and each year less and less of them were quote unquote gifted, and they think that it's because they go to school, and kids that I don't know if it was that they were homeschooled, or but there was like another group of control kids that didn't have those same issues. But I really think that it's not school as much as it is just society at large. The whole thing with humans, we're tribal. Your survival depends very heavily on the tribe, and so you don't want to get kicked out of the tribe, and so you do everything to fit in, essentially. And the fitting in kind of kills the creativity. It does. So I think that the trick is just don't give an F what people think. Like, just realize that there's parts of you that are like that have a tendency to conform, and just say, yeah, but I don't need to do that in this society anymore. Like, there are so many different people out there that I can really be almost anything that I want to, and I'll be able to find people and make it work. Make it work. I mean, unless you want to be like CEO or something, then there's kind of certain social norms that you have to conform to. But generally speaking, a lot of these things, especially the things like when you're in high school, man, you know, and all of the peer pressures that people put on you in high school, they're total bunk. Like, they don't matter after that. They're really dumb. You look back on it and you're like, oh, that's really dumb. Just do what you want. Just do what you want. You know, don't get into crime or anything, but like, you know, wear what you find comfortable, do the activities that you enjoy. Don't let somebody say, oh, that's a nerd thing. No, that's not cool. Don't do that. Stupid. There's so many people out there that are going to share that interest with you, and you can find them on the internet now. Those kinds of tendencies that are hardwired into us as humans aren't useful anymore. They hurt you. So just ignore them. For roles where you put yourself on the shoulders of others, it's good to adopt some selflessness. Yeah. Selflessness. Yeah. You know, something that is always kind of weird to me is I really like something where I can just go full on into helping with that situation. And it's just that, like, when I do a weightlifting competition, you know, I can volunteer for the day and do everything that I possibly can to help clean up faster and all of that. And then it's over. It's like, for me, I was just volunteer. It's just that one day. And then, you know, it's something different to do. I enjoy it. And people are all like, oh, thank you so much donating all this time. And like, they're so thankful and everything. And I think a lot of people would almost be like, oh, you be careful. People take advantage of you and things like that. But to me, it's like, it's nice to be able to just fully give into something. And then after it's done, it doesn't matter anymore. Right? Like if I do that with my day job, for instance, then you get problems, right? You completely let the corporation take over your life, and then, you know, it affects the rest of your life, and it's problematic. But most of the things that, like social things these days, I feel like you can kind of do that, and I think people are weird about it. People are weird about it. They're like, you're so nice, and I'm like, well, it's not a big deal to me. To me, it's not a big deal. I'm being interested. I playing music on stream is usually a problem, but I think that artist like has it that you can use it, so I think that it should be fine. That's why I decided to play it. I was like, let's test and see what happens. I don't care what Uzi says, you're a good guy. Well, Uzi did. Oh. I guess in general. Oh. You know, I don't know why when you mentioned Uzi, my mind immediately went to politics. I guess I now have a permanent association with Uzi and politics. Because, you know, I've spent a lot of time on this stream as of late criticizing Kamala Harris. I don't think that she's going to win. But I saw something from Donald Trump yesterday that really bothered me. Saw something from Donald. You didn't do anything, Uzi. I think he was just name calling you for funsies. You think she's gonna win? So here's the thing that I saw from Donald Trump the other day. So like, I can imagine, or try to imagine. I'm not saying I can imagine. Imagine if you were the Trump campaign before the election season really gets in. And they're like, okay, what's our strategy going to be? And Donald, he's like, okay, here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to not reveal everything about my platform. And then halfway through the election, I will like put out these new groundbreaking policy proposals that will like stun everybody and get people to want to vote for me. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, so like what kind of policies would those be? How about no taxes on tips? Oh, that's great. No taxes on tips, that's great. How about no taxes on overtime? Oh yeah, the working class will really, really love that. What else? What else you got, Donald? Credit card interest rates can't be more than 10%. That's what they did before the election. They said we're going to hold these things back and then we're going to reveal them sometime later. No, that's not what he did. He's making this shit up, isn't he? He's just, you know, he's up there on the pulpit. Everybody's loving what he's an entertainer. He gets the high off of it. And he's like, well, thinking to him, well, what can I tell them right now that will really, really, really get them amped up? I know. I'll tell them that we won't tax this or we won't, that interest rate, you know, credit card interest rates can't be more than 10%. This is not a policy proposal that like they have looked at and because I'm telling you, man. Okay. First of all, there are some credit card situations that people can get into that are like straight up predatory, okay? Don't use a credit card unless you have to. Because the interest rates on them are ridiculous. Even if it's not 10%. So should it be, is it okay that it can be over 10%? No. But like, here's the thing, is if you go in and you say, hey, credit card interest rates can't be over 10%, two things happen. First thing is that they do what they do in Muslim countries and they just apply like a heavier upfront fee. So that's what they do in Muslim, because in Islam, you're not allowed to have interest. So the interest is just a part of a fee that's tacked onto the loan at the beginning and you pay up and it makes up for that interest rate. So the end result in terms of like how much you end up paying them ends up being the same. So it's still interest. They get around it, essentially. That's the first thing. The second thing, though, is that if they can't, then they just don't give you access to credit. So can you imagine if, because they put this limit on interest rates and the credit card industry just cuts off a large section of middle-class America from credit altogether? That would not be good for the economy. So, like, I'm not saying that it's good to have credit card interest rates above 10%, but I am saying I don't think that this proposal was thought through very well. and I'm just kind of sitting here like, dude, You're doing good. Polling looks amazing for you. Kamala Harris is like falling apart now post debate. Just don't screw it up, man. Just don't screw it up. And I haven't seen that many people talking about limiting credit card interest rates. But, you know, like if you keep going down that path, he's going to say something that's a problem. So like, just stick to the script, man. Where are you seeing that? That Kamala Harris is falling apart post debate? Yeah, I'll show you. Oh boy, what did Kamala say today? They're getting shot. Okay. Was it this one right here? Yeah, it was this one right here. So like, she was at the National Association of Black Journalists. They went back because remember this was the one that Donald Trump did, and there was kind of the big headline that came out after that was that he questioned her blackness, but which was kind of a mistake on his part. But I digress. And she was invited but didn't show up. So now, a month later, she showed up, and like, she just does not look, you know, so serious. By like, it didn't go well for her. It didn't go well for her, and you can go and look at some of the things. Like, they asked her softball questions, and she still struggled in this media appearance. And they're putting her in more and more media appearances, which says to me that her strategy of like never talk to the press wasn't working, and now she kind of needs game-changing moments. And how do you do that? You have to get in front of the press. So that's why I say she's falling apart. Okay, so where do you say that the polling doesn't look good for her? So well, you know, it's funny because I'm pulling up hot air, but here was a story by Dwayne Patterson. Kind of went down through like all of the polling that they've been seeing. And let's see here. RCP tracks 18 different polling outfits that do multi-state polling, and of those 18, 14 of them over the course of the last decade have missed the actual results in favor of the Democrat candidate, or missed in favor of the Republican. And then they start going through the degree to which they miss and everything else like that. The thing is, what's this one? Now we get to the poll that was released over the weekend by Atlas Intel, the most reliable pollster based upon prediction versus reality over the last two elections. In the former, Atlas Intel was off only by 2.2%, and in the latter, they skipped a little bit, missing by 2.3%. They have the best track record this decade, earning 2.3 out of 3 stars in 538's ranking system, and they just released their new national numbers entirely surveyed post-debate, and Donald Trump has increased his margin, winning right now 50.9 to 48%. That's nationally. That's nationally. Okay. Which means that when you get into the state by state polling, yeah, and then let's see here. I think do they have something in here about Pennsylvania? And okay. Pennsylvania currently sits at Harris up by 0.1 It's been oscillating back and forth for weeks, but by historical comparison, September 15th in 2020 reported Biden with a 4.3% lead, and Hillary in 2016 with a 6.2% edge. Remember, Hillary lost the Keystone State and Biden won it, but only by 1.17%. Harris is way behind where Biden and Clinton were at this time. So the advantage has to go to Trump. And in other Rust Belt states, the blue firewall Kamala Harris has to maintain. Michigan, and they do the same thing. In 2016, Hillary was leading Trump by 5.2%. Joe Biden was beating Trump by 4.8%. Hillary lost the Wolverine state in 2016, and Biden's final margin of victory was only 2.78. Harris is currently leading by 0.7%. Again, she's way behind where both Biden and Clinton were at this time in their respective campaigns. Now, maybe their polling is just better now. But it's very, very close. And Trump, it seems to be trending towards Trump. So then if we come over to like, let's actually do like real clear call politics. Okay. Battlegrounds, Georgia. Trump obviously is going to be up in Georgia, but let's just Pennsylvania, Michigan. Now let's open all of them. Why not? Okay. So Trump maintaining a pretty steady 3% lead. Kind of came close, right? And then now, like post debate, it's kind of been diverging again. Okay, maybe she's actually increasing her lead in Pennsylvania, but it's kind of close. Well, that was where Biden withdrew. Okay, so Pennsylvania, man, Pennsylvania is so darn close. This one, I don't think that Trump's going to win. Michigan, Wisconsin, probably not. Too close for comfort for the Democrats, though. Arizona. How close is that one? I don't know. I think, I was surprised when Trump lost Arizona last time. Arizona and Georgia, especially Georgia. That one is kind of a questionable one. I kind of question if the polling over here in Georgia is very good. But, like, look at Harris's support, like, just collapsing here now in the last few surveys. You see that? What about in Nevada? Yeah, she's kind of coming back down in Nevada. So, like, obviously it's still close. But, like, the trend does not look good for her. And when you kind of look at what's going on and what they're doing, you can kind of see why. Like, they wouldn't be doing this stuff with Kamala Harris, putting her in front of the press and everything where she's really bad at it, unless they had internal polling that didn't look good, right? So. Are they going to go for new lows now? That. Oh dear. Guys, I think I have to end the stream early. I'm gonna go check on a serious issue at work. I've got I'll be on Ninja Trader in 15 minutes though. Okay. So you go over to the Ninja Trader channel, I'll be over there in 15 minutes, all right? All right. I will see you guys then, and then if I don't see you then, Monday. In the meantime, stay excellent, team.